got the weirdest GPU that you've ever seen in your entire life. M1 Max might be upgradable after all, and the best place on the internet is unfortunately shutting down. And no, I'm not talking about hot news. Let's get into that though. I'm gonna go over the hottest tech news I can find on the internet for you. I'm your host, Brett, and let's start off talking about the weirdest gosh dang graphics card you've ever seen in your entire life. This was posted by Aorus over on Twitter, and it doesn't appear to be an April Fool's joke because we are several days removed from such an event. But before I go ahead and show it to you, people are trying to suss out whether or not this is a good idea for like vertical mounting GPUs or horizontal, and it's like a card that could do potentially both. It's versatile as also a doorstop. What is this card? If you look at the 8-pin power connectors that are down in the bottom left, if that's to scale, this card is massive, and those slots are huge. Not a whole lot about this makes any lick of sense. It's a weird angle. It's good for being a doorstop. The I/O bracket is backwards. This should be flipped the other way around. And if it's a modern card that's coming out, why does it have DVI? None of it makes any sense. Why are you posting it, Aorus? This looks real, but also looks really fake. Could you let us know? I'm 100% sure this is fake and not a real product. But just let us know why you posted this. What's this card? What's it supposed to be? It's all wrong. And what's all wrong in the eyes of Apple's is your ability to fix, maintain, or repair any portion of the devices that they sell to you, which is why this news story is so exciting, because the M1 Max appear to be upgradable. This is coming after some engineers were able to upgrade their Mac Mini from 8 gigabytes to 16 gigabytes without a firmware patch. It just involved some risky desoldering and then resoldering of the new chips, but it is possible if you can get your hands on the chips needed to upgrade, let's say from a completely damaged board that's been snapped in half, you could potentially have a faster Mac on your hands. Just don't tell Apple, because they'll find a way to shut it down. Oops, probably shouldn't be talking about it. But while you might be able to upgrade your M1 Max, looks like Razer is looking to upgrade their laptop lineup to AMD potentially, with some benchmarks showing that Razer may indeed be launching an AMD-powered notebook for the first time. But they might want to hold off on that because there's a vulnerability that has been discovered in Ryzen's chips. This is something that AMD has reported on with their predictive store forwarding that is leading to some vulnerabilities in the chips, and that you could potentially disable it in order to get rid of any speculative execution attacks that could be going on. It's very similar to what's been happening with Intel Spectre vulnerabilities that were around. However, AMD is not recommending that you actually disable PSF because it's not such a big deal. It's not really all that scary, but Phoronix also tested what does it look like if you turn PSF off. The performance impact is less than 1% across the mean of tests. So AMD is vulnerable, but not enough to cry with you, okay? You cry by yourself. They're not gonna open up, but it does look like they're gonna be opening up Threadripper to be on the Zen 3 platform. The new rumor is that they should be launching sometime in August. Take that with whatever grain of seasoning you put on your lamb chops. And while you're cooking those lamb chops, I'm sure it's gonna make a lot of noise, which is where NVIDIA's RTX voice comes in. And as of now, it officially supports non-RTX cards going all the way down to GTX 600 series cards. In case you wanna implement that wizardry technology that gets rid of all background noise and makes everything sound as smooth as a butter's biscuit, you now likely are able to with whatever card you have in your system.
All right, so I got a leaf blower, a Dyson vacuum, and a fan on the floor. I'm gonna enable the effect right now so you guys can see what it does. Okay, the effect is enabling. Okay, right now, this is RTX voice enabled.
You're a wizard, Harry.
And I just want to RTX voice my opinion on nothing here, because we're going to talk about the GameStop Bitcoin update, because Bitcoin is at 58,000. There's been little movement. It's staying so flat. It's like it's Kansas all the way across. Bitcoin just hovering 58 grand. And then GameStop, same thing at 184. It's down 1.36%. That's nothing. There's no movement. It just do something, will ya?
Move.
Oh, he's asleep.
Okay, I'm here for the memes, not the regular dips and valleys of a normal economic system. That's not what hot news is about. GM certainly knows a thing or two about the dips and valleys of a regular economic setup, because They're just a company that's been around for a while and nearly failed in 2008. Anyways, they're not looking not to do that again. And that's why they've announced their Chevy Silverado EV that should be coming out at some point in the future, an undisclosed date that they didn't mention, saying it's gonna have 400 miles of range and doing a 15-second teaser video over on Twitter. Look, the Silverado is gonna be EV. Hey, we're gonna have 400 miles of range, even though all the things that we have out there are the Bolt, but totally trust us that we're gonna make this not suck like the Bolt. Chevy, I love you. No, I don't. I only love the Corvette. Who am I kidding? But I love this. will.i.am's coming out with the Xupermask. I think that's supposed to be pronounced Supermax, but the X makes me go Z. Anyways, $299, and you get a HEPA filter in the face, active noise cancellation earphones. This is a wild thing. This is kind of like Razer's mask, but brought up to the next level, and it has all of these extra features. It's $299. I kind of love it, made by the same person who did the SpaceX spacesuits. And it also has LED day glow lights so that you could look all futuristic in the pandemic that at least the USA is starting to correct onto with vaccinations and whatnot. But you can't vaccinate Mars, at least I don't think you can. Somebody fact check me if I'm wrong there. Well, we can at least potentially fly on Mars with the NASA Martian rover deploying the helicopter that should take flight on April 11th. It is just testing. It survived the night. Ingenuity is looking to do a test flight of hovering for 30 seconds at 10 feet, but we have a helicopter on another planet, and it's gonna potentially just do the school. That's how helicopters sound. Fun fact. And how do people sound when they get married? Usually it says, I do. Do you? I do. Well, this lovely couple from Coinbase decided that they were gonna say I do with NFTs and sign a smart contract over on the blockchain to permanently say that we are now together. Virtual rings that now exist on the blockchain. I kinda understand this. For techie people, like, I'm okay with this. This is like, probably one of the best implementations I've seen as NFTs. It's memorabilia, it's commemorative, it's not art, that's not what NFTs are, but something that just, a contract that signifies the moment. And you know what? If they're both into it, have your virtual rings, friends. And Clubhouse wants you to be into giving money to creators. They've now rolled out a payment structure that allows you to contribute up to 100% of the money you give directly to your creator, where Clubhouse doesn't take a fee. The only fee that exists is for the payment processing, but you have to pay for that yourself. And in case you have your favorite Clubhouse creators, you can give them money, which helps to sustain the fledgling platform into probably what's going to become some sort of adolescency, and it's usually where these platforms fail, where they don't actually properly monetize the creators who are on their platform and bringing them value and create some sort of community surrounding it. And so they find another platform where they can actually monetize their skills. Good to see that Clubhouse is doing this from the very beginning and making it, even if it's not being provided from Clubhouse, at least there's a monetization method out there. I'm just curious, anybody out there, are you on Clubhouse? Do you go to it regularly? Is it something you're highly engaging in? Do you even not know what it is? Let me know down in the comments, but I know you know what this is, Yahoo Answers, and it's forever going to be shutting down on May 4th. If you had a random chemistry question, you could likely type it into Google, and then there was an answers.yahoo.com answer waiting for you, and that will no longer be the case. Yahoo is shutting them down. It's had a good run. It's going to start redirecting to the Yahoo homepage. Yahoo's saying that users will have until June 30th to request their data, or it will be inaccessible after that, which includes all user-generated content, including your questions list, questions, answers list, answers, and any images, and you won't be able to download other users' content, questions, or answers. My question is, are we now going to see an influx of people doing like react videos to Yahoo Answers before it shuts down? Or is that too lame and not retro enough that it's just not going to exist and this is going to go out with a whimper? Let me know your favorite Yahoo Answers memory down below in the comments. And while you're down there, why don't you come back up here to click on the link to watch last week's episode of Hot News right there, or you can click right here to watch the latest video over on UFD Tech about how I went through the process of buying a used Tesla for a business that I'm working on, and it wasn't a total nightmare. Check that out, and I'll see you tomorrow.